and welcome to the special edition of Fastlane, a JCTV podcast that's, well, not been around for quite a while, but it was requested, and tonight I think is a perfect night to kind of revive it. It's the regular season finale for the Blazer Sim Racing Grid Network Truck Series. We have two races tonight. They are both at Talladega, and it is going to be a wild one. I'm not going to be out there. I'm not going to be racing tonight. I think this will be the first time in quite a while I have not participated in at least one of the two races for the Talladega Double. So, going to be a little different for me, but still, I'm really looking forward to it. We had a fantastic Talladega race earlier this week, a couple nights ago, right here on JCTV for the Road and Plate Palmer Golf Series. And so, what's a better way than to stay with Talladega for the regular season finale of the BSR Grid Network Truck Series. We got a lot to talk about, and as I'm actually currently loading into the practice session, we'll kind of let you guys know some of the things that we're going to talk about. And one, it's the bubble situation. It's kind of huge, actually, as far as what's going to happen tonight. A lot of unknowns. Only two drivers actually locked into the playoffs. One thing to remember, this is not a win and you're into the playoffs type, style of playoffs like we're used to seeing in the real world. Alex Kerfan, who won the season opening race at Daytona, he's not locked into the playoffs because of that win. So there is a lot to, unfold tonight throughout the two Talladega races that we are going to keep our eye on as it goes, throughout the course of both races. And I'm really looking forward to, how it's all going to play out. So practice has officially opened up into the session for the MartinPC.com Talladega Double races. So far, 3 drivers have registered and joined the session. Of course, more drivers will file in, as it is still pretty early. But I want to take a look and go ahead and show the point standings. And so, we're going to do that. And so this here, it's not really a graphic. It was actually a screenshot taken by Olivia and colored in to kind of show who's got a good chance at making it and who needs some work done. Now, Justin Rott, Michael Walls, I talked about two drivers that are officially locked in no matter what happens tonight. Justin Rott, he has 3 wins on the season. He has been on fire, and so has Michael Walls. Both of those drivers has had an incredible season up to this point, and I have to say both of them are looking like really, really good, strong championship contenders. I'm not really sure if I can pick out of those who I think is the driver that I think was going to win the championship. If you tell me it's going to be one of those two, I just don't see how you can really pick a favorite out of either Rutt or Walls. But of course, 10 drivers are going to make the playoffs. So you can't just hand it to Rutt. You can't just hand it to Walls. There's a lot of drivers hungry for the championship. And, we'll find out the 10 that make it tonight after Talladega is over with both races. One driver up into this list, actually sitting in 5th place, Michael Kruger. He is relinquishing any opportunity he has at a run in the playoffs. His job requires him to travel. And so he's not going to be able to make races in the playoffs. Actually, he's not even going to be racing tonight either. And so you have to have a minimum of 75%. You have to have raced in 75% of the races, which is 9, to be eligible. Mikey, he's got 7 2 Talladega races, would put him at 9. However, with him not racing tonight, and if he did race tonight, with him relinquishing a spot if he made it, he would not be in the playoffs regardless. So we know that kind of opens up a spot here. And so that could help some drivers on the outside looking in. The other thing, we talked about already, it's not a win and you're in type situation. So you see Kerfan, he's got to win. Maher, he's got to win. Jones has a win. Durand has a win as well. It doesn't necessarily guarantee that those drivers are going to be in the playoffs. There's the top 8 in points. And then the highest 2 winners in the points, not in the top 8. So if you have a win in your Justin Durand, who is currently 9th, he kind of gets that. He's eligible for that. He gets that wild card, if you will, to get into the points. Now, Mikey being out, Michael Kruger, that is, being out, Justin Durand, that kind of puts him in the 8th spot anyway. So he's looking like he's going to be on the safe end as far as making it in on with that. In on the points, but he does have that win to fall back on, and he is the first one with a win right now that is outside of the top 8 as the points are scored right now. The other thing, all these drivers except Lyndon Bingaman are currently eligible. Lyndon actually, again, I assume with making the 9 starts, if Lyndon did race both races, then he would be eligible to try to get in. I just need to check. Yes, he does not have a suspension. So Lyndon, I believe if Lyndon races tonight, gets a win, that could put Lyndon into the playoffs, if I'm understanding correctly here. And then we talked about some suspensions, and the first one, the big thing, Alonso Chicano. He's sitting 8th in points right now, no wins to fall back on. He does have that minimum of 9 starts threshold with 10. He's going to have to sit one of the Talladega races out. So we will, I assume we will see Alonso tonight in the second Talladega race. We will not have him in the first one. And that could really put a damper on Alonso's chances of making the playoffs as well. So that is something that we're going to have to most definitely look out for tonight as, both Talladega races shape up. Does somebody below the line win? How does everything fare? Where will Alonso drop to, being that he's not able to race in that first Talladega race? It's kind of like, in a situation where he's going to be from the sidelines. He's going to have to watch this and just hope that things go into his favor to be able to make the playoffs. The easy way is go out there and win. the second race. Again, as long as things fall in the way that puts him, if he does fall out of the top 8, if he goes out there, collects the win, then he could get a, in by virtue of that win. The other thing, though, is if you're looking at the total points on the right-hand side of the screen, it's close. From 7th on down to, really on down through the field. It's close. It's going to be so hard as well, to have a bad race. You need to get everything you can, and I think the drivers, they know what they're up against. So, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how things play out on that end of things. And very, very excited to see who our 10 drivers are going to be that make the playoffs. Fidel Fabian, he's in red. He is suspended 3 races. So we know we will not have Fidel Fabian in the playoffs. And there were a couple of others that got suspensions. None that are in this picture. Duncan Fall, 3-race suspension. Randy Payne, season suspension. And Jamie Wright has had a season suspension for a couple weeks now already. So that's where we sit at as far as suspensions go. Actually, I want to go back to talking about Alonso. And not only, we talked about the suspension he has, just 1 race. He also is going to have to do a 1-lap hold in that second Talladega race. Now, in some ways, I wouldn't be too worried about that. In other ways, I would be. We've seen these races play out in a couple of different ways, where they either go green throughout the race, and they also go in a way where we have some cautions scattered throughout the race. So I think if Alonso can, get himself into a position where he's the first car a lap down, we know he's going to have that 1-lap hold. He's going to have to rely on a caution coming out to get the free pass. And the one thing that, these races could go caution free completely. Something new this season, we don't have a yellow for the stage break. So it just continues to go. Points are awarded for the stage, but that's it. There's no caution for these drivers to reset, take a breather, and that could hurt if you are needing a caution to get a free pass. It could hurt during green flag pit stops if you have a bad stop. I don't anticipate green flag pit stops beforehand, though, but it'll eliminate the potential of being able to pit on that caution for the stage. Basically what I'm getting at. So, lot to look forward to tonight. I've unpacked a lot already, and I want to go ahead and take a look at the schedule for what we have coming up. So, we've gone through from Daytona to North Wilkesboro so far, Talladega. Double is tonight. It's going to be two 40-lap races. And that'll be the determining factor who makes the round of 10, which of course is going to be Homestead, Chicagoland. And after that, we'll go down, cut the field from 10 to 7. It'll race at Charlotte, Martinsville, and Auto Club. And then the Championship 4 will take place at the 2008 version of Atlanta, which is the old Atlanta, not the super speedway that we see today. And I'm telling you, this playoff schedule, it has it all, except for a super speedway. And I like it. I think, it's... Well, it doesn't have a road course either, but from speedways to short tracks, and it's got a good mix. Going from the 1.5 mile at Homestead to, or high banked Homestead, that is, to the low banked, progressive banking New Hampshire, that's 1 mile in length, to Chicagoland, which is 1.5 miles, sure, but it is nothing like Homestead at all. And it's got a curve back straight away. You're really never going straight. It's not quite a circle, but you're never really going straight at Chicagoland. It is a fun track, and I am excited that it is coming back to the real world NASCAR schedule. After that, of course, round of 7, 1.5 miles at Charlotte, which, again, completely different than Homestead and Chicagoland, as far as how it's shaped, how it looks, how it drives. That one is going to be an exciting one as well. And then you got the paperclip at Martinsville. Half-mile track. It is a fun short track, and I'm looking forward to that one as well. And then Auto Club, a track that I wish still existed in the real world. 2 mile D-shaped oval, very, very much like my home track, my favorite track, Michigan International Speedway. Just 4 degrees less banking than what Michigan has. Auto Club, always a fun race. It's been a great track for the BSR Grid Network Truck Series throughout the seasons, and definitely looking forward to when these guys get to that one. And then, of course, that Atlanta race, 2008 Atlanta. It is, tire saving is going to be key. And I think that is a perfect place to have a championship race. When you get the 4, who's going to be saving their tires the best? Who's going to be managing everything? Who's going to have the speed? There's so many questions you can ask about that Atlanta race, and we don't even know who our championship 4 are going to be yet. We still have to get to our 10. So, a lot to unpack once we get to the playoffs for sure. And it's, of course, all going to be right here on JCTV, which is going to be pretty exciting to see how all that plays out when we do get there. Take a look at what's happening in practice. Only 2 drivers have taken a time, that being Kerfan, Alex Kerfan, the winner of Daytona earlier this season, and Steve Thornton. Cody McCorkle, Justin Duran, Justin Rott, and William Kempf have yet to put a time down, but it's Talladega. Not really too worried about a lot of practice in that one. It is still nice to kind of know how the truck is going to handle in a draft, and get an idea for different things throughout the night. So this race, it is MartinPC.com Talladega double, and big shout out to MartinPC.com. If you are in the market for a gaming PC, head on over to MartinPC.com. Brian Haynes, he is very knowledgeable when it comes to computers, and will do everything he can to get a computer that is right for you. So glad that he's still around to support BSR, Grid Network Truck Series. We missed him driving here, and always was fun to race around. I want to bring the points back up. And you know, the one name I really didn't touch on. There was a lot of names we didn't really talk about, but looking back down, Zach Probst. He is going to need a win tonight. Probst actually currently at the NASCAR Xfinity Series race that is at the Charlotte Roval. So he's going to miss the first Talladega race. He's hoping to be able to race the second race, and he doesn't live too far from the track. So the possibility is there. He can make it. If, you know, the Xfinity race doesn't get too crazy. It was looking real good before I came in here to go live to do Fastlane. So, lot to unfold there for Probst. Can he make it? Going to be something to look out for. See if he is able to race second race and see if he can steal a win. Probst actually, I think, has won one race on JCTV. It was I can't remember if it was a clash or a dual race, but it was at Daytona in Slide Job Racing League when we were broadcasting that. A few seasons ago for them. But Probst's definitely going to have to win. Cameron Caldwell, he's not going to be racing tonight. So Cam, another name that you can count out on not going to be making the playoffs. And he's at 8 starts, 4 provisional, so of course he'd have to race at least one of these. But he's not going to race either one of them. I do not believe. And also, he would have to win in order to make it. Now, I did ask if anybody wanted to be interviewed. And I got a couple of drivers that said yes. They're not even in Discord for me to interview. So, there's not much I can do as far as interviewing them. But yeah, they're not where I can pull them in for an interview. One of them being Justin Rott, who we've talked about, is the points leader. 3 wins on the season. And it's just been an incredible season for him. He's made all 12 races. One of only 4 drivers, I believe, that have done so. Between Rott, Kempf, Stephen Thornton, and Levi Poland, the 4 drivers that have made every single start this season. Michael Walls and Alex Kerfan Missed one race, took a provisional. But I'm telling you, that duo of Rot and Walls, they have finished 1-2 a lot this season. They have been on fire. The entire GOAT team has been on fire, and actually, I don't have a graphic for it to show you guys, but I can pull it up on my end. Wasn't planning on talking about the team points. But we're going to anyway. And GOAT, 6 wins on the season. They have, for the team championship, 1,404 points. And they are 203 points ahead of second place, Radius Racing. That is insane. The only other team to have over 1,000 points, 1,113 points, is Chicano Motorsports with PBR Manufacturing. Team I co-own, which we have 3 wins, 2 of them from Michael Kruger. And of course, as mentioned, he is not going to be racing tonight. The other win was from Tristan Maher, which came at the Chicago Street Course just a couple weeks ago. Hey, I see a driver that has agreed to an interview in the interview waiting room. So, let's go ahead and bring in our points leader and one of the only 2 drivers that are locked into the playoffs, as long as I turn the audio on for you. Justin Rott. Justin, it's been a long season. We mentioned you are one of only 4 drivers that have made every single start this season. You have 3 wins, a ton of top 2 finishes. You're locked in. And how do you approach tonight, knowing that this is the final 2 regular season races of the season?
Here to have fun. I mean, I love the Vega double races. I'm really glad we brought them back. Yeah, really just here to have fun. Score a couple points just to make sure I win the regular season. And don't really have to worry about the next 3 weeks after that. And then, yeah, I mean, just go out there, have some fun with my teammates and everyone else out there. And yeah, I love this shorter form of race for the doubles. I think it works really well for the plate track racing. So as long as the cautions work out, we shouldn't really be fuel saving, I don't think. And that's exciting. We get to race all race. Last year we spent the whole time fuel saving, and it was pretty lame till the end. So yeah. That's really why I really wanted to do this double again this season, and yeah, just happy to be able to do it and have some fun with it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that because the last Talladega double that we did, the other thing, or the last time we were even at Talladega, I remember I was a part of that race myself, and It was crazy with the fuel saving that everybody was doing, as well as the big thing that I think the 2 big changes that came out of that. The biggest one particularly was not having a yellow at the end of the stage. So, with the races being shorter, we, have gotten rid of the yellows at the stage. Um, what do you think it's gonna, come from tonight as far as you think everybody's just gonna be going hard the entire night, all 40 laps in both races?
Um, Maybe I think some people for sure. It's a really close battle on the cut line. I know that. So I expect all of them to really be pushing for stage points heavy. But there's also a lot of guys who need a win to make the playoffs, so I'm sure they might be, if they know they can't point their way in tonight, they're just gonna kind of lay back and wait for the end. Um, I would have loved to qualify up front and just kind of push because I don't have too many worries. Um, worst case scenario, I mean, we go green the whole time, and I don't. Everyone saves fuel, and I don't. And oh well, rough finish, but um, that's why we have two races. So make those points back up in the next one. Obviously nothing is guaranteed, but yeah, it's that's what I'm gonna do. I really look to just run up front and get stage points. I don't know when the stage is, but I think we're gonna have around just under 40 laps of fuel. It's telling me 35 right now, but I haven't done any laps, so that'll probably change in the draft and everything. So we'll probably save a little bit. So any caution really should save us from having to save and not having to save. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Now, I know you are a driver. You want to win as many races as you possibly can. It's always the goal. But do you help teammates out tonight? Maybe those that are on the outside looking in to, that are trying to get into the playoffs. Do you help them at all? Help them with a win to punch their ticket into making it?
For sure. I mean, I don't know that there's any of us that need a win to get in, like just straight up precisely need to win the race. So that opens the door for me to just go for it even at the end. If that situation were to come up, I know last season, this was during the playoffs. Me and Jerg were running 1-2 on the last lap, and I mean, we both needed to win pretty much, and he won and advanced, and I didn't. So, yeah, if it comes down to that, I mean, really all I'm thinking about is Gabe. Gabe's he's around the cut line, but he doesn't need to win. He just needs some points. So, he's really good here. I think he'll be super strong. He won NASCAR the other night, at Daytona. And yeah, I mean, he won Talladega a couple seasons ago here. He won it in slide job. He's great at the plate track. So, he'll be up front at the end. Hopefully I'm up there with him and we can just work together all race. We're pretty good at that, at these plate tracks.
All right. Well, I'll let you get out of here. Get ready for the Talladega double. And I guess, sponsors, shout outs. Is there anybody that you would like to thank? Get you to this point so far, and we'll continue to help you as you go through the playoffs.
Yes, but first I have a request, okay?
Okay.
And not to steal your job or anything right now, but whoever you bring in here next, whether it be Gabe or Travis, they're both sitting there waiting. Can I do their interview?
Oh man.
Or at least do a question or so?
Okay.
I just want to mess with them a little bit.
All right.
Have a little fun. Yes, for shout outs, everyone on the team, everyone for putting on the show every week. You, Olivia, up in the booth every week. It's been a lot of fun this season. I've really looked forward to all the races. So, yeah, it's kind of like a little pre-playoff interview. So hopefully those go well, and hope to talk to you guys later tonight and at the end of the season as well.
Well, I have some bad news for you, and I think they were watching the us live because they just left the interview.
Well, I'll go yell at them to join back, but I'm not. I won't. See if they want to or not.
All right. Well, hey,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your time and good luck to you. Maybe we'll talk to you a little bit later, and we'll
Yep.
definitely see a playoff race in here starting next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And that was Justin Rott, our points leader, and the driver that has 3 wins on the season and is one of only 2 that are locked in to the playoffs officially. Um, don't have any other drivers waiting for an interview right now. We'll give it just a minute to see if somebody comes back to the pre-interview. But I mean, that's about all I have as far as the special edition of Fastlane goes. It's definitely been fun to bring it back, and hopefully we can do this some more. I had a blast doing it beforehand when we were doing it a lot more. And maybe it comes back before the season ends. Maybe at Atlanta when we know who our final 4 are. No promises, no guarantees or anything, but could be fun. Get insights from all 4 of our championship competitors and what their thoughts are for winning a championship. It is 22 minutes until we are going to go qualifying for the first Talladega race. And so, I think with that being said, I'm going to step away, get everything ready for the broadcast for the race. That will be on a whole different stream, but both Talladega races will be under the same stream, so you won't have to switch later on. So keep that in mind, that there is another stream for the Talladega double. Other than that, this has been fun. Glad to bring back Fastlane in some sort of way. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Talladega, the double 240 lap races. Gonna be exciting. And so, with that being said, I'm gonna sign off for now. Come back in about 15 minutes or so. We'll be live for qualifying and the race. So, have a great night. Or, well, I guess I want you to come back for the stream, but either way, we'll see you there. And